Hi! Kumusta? Today is March 24. Jennifer, what's the update? How's the COVID situation in the Philippines? Is it something that we should be worried about or should we just relax? You should relax because the Department of Health says there is no increase in COVID-19 positivity rate despite Octa research observation. So the other day, Dr. Guido of Octa Research said that there is a slight increase in the positivity rate. Very, very small. He said that previously it was 2.4%. Now it's at 2.5%. But that is contradicted by the Department of Health. Department of Health says we are not seeing any increase in our positivity rate. Instead, what we are seeing is the decrease in our positivity rate. It's kind of opposite. It is decreasing. The case is still very low. The Philippines is still at low risk. While good news for 3 countries, this was announced in a press release by the IATF that the IATF approved the acceptance and recognition of the national COVID-19 vaccination certificates of Bulgaria, Iran, and Panama. These 3 countries po, if you're vaccinated in these countries, foreign nationals, listen up, your vaccination proof will be accepted. So these 3 countries will be added to the now 73 overall countries with reciprocity list in the Philippines, meaning vaccination proof issued by these countries will be accepted in the Philippines for international arrival, for traveling within the country. US, Canada, UK, Germany, Australia, Japan, yan. Pag Pinoy po kayo mag-alala kung wala dito yung country ninyo. Dahil kung anong meron kayo, tatanggapin naman po. This reciprocity list is for foreign nationals. Yeah? Now, speaking of vaccination proof, there is some changes on One Health Pass. I uploaded a video on tutorial po on how to register to One Health Pass. That is in Tagalog. I will upload the next for foreign nationals and former Filipinos. Anyways, Jennifer, what is the change on One Health Pass? I'm just gonna give it to you straight away. 2 questions added. It's actually simplified. Passport type. So you will no longer be asked foreign national, OFW, non-OFW. I think that kind of questioning is confusing to others. This is much simpler, much clearer. Passport type, non-Philippine passport holder or Philippine passport holder. Simple, diba? So for non-Philippine passport holder, under that category is of course foreign nationals and former Filipinos. Yung mga Filipino na naging naturalized foreign citizen na, wala na silang Filipino citizenship, former Filipino na sila. So yung ilalagay nyo po sa category ay itong non-Philippine passport holder. Next option is Philippine passport holder, of course, kung Filipino citizen ka and you have a Philippine passport, for example, OFW, non-OFW, dual citizen, with Philippine passport, yan. For dual citizens without Philippine passport, but you only have the recognition certificate, the dual citizenship certificate, then you would have to select non-Philippine passport holder na category, but don't worry, this will not affect your entry to the Philippines po. Ang importante lang yung sa immigration, you show the certificate, then they will know, Filipino, dual citizen. So you can stay unlimited in the Philippines. It does not affect, itong One Health Pass form will not affect naman immigration process. So yeah, just wanna be clear on that for dual citizens. So, under the Philippine passport holder nga, OFWs, non-OFWs. Pag OFW, there will be 3 selections, land-based, sea-based, or undocumented. And another thing that I would like to add is yung vaccination card. There will be 3 options. WHO ICV, National Vaccine Card, and Philippine Vaxart PH. Sa WHO ICV, what is that, Jennifer? It's a yellow card po. It's mostly used by foreigners whose country is not on the reciprocity list. So WHO ICV, yellow card po yan. If you have that card, then you have to choose WHOICV. Yellow card po yan, and it's written in the first page, International Certificate of Vaccination. But for majority of you guys, you're vaccinated abroad, and each country have their own national vaccine card. Yun po yung pipiliin nyo. You're going to choose national vaccine card. For example, you have a CDC white card, or NHS sa UK, or sa amin sa Australia, we have the Medicare certificate. Yan, that is a national vaccine card. Although it's not in the form of card, it's a certificate, all good. EU certificate, then use national vaccine card. While Philippine VaxCert PH is for those who are vaccinated in the Philippines only. Then there is also a question, country where vaccinated. Of course, it's just simple, but there's a twist to this. Yung nakalista lang, the countries on the drop-down options are countries with reciprocity list in the Philippines. You know that list I showed to you earlier, this one? These countries will be on the options. But for example, countries like Saudi Arabia or Russia or Finland, they are not on the reciprocity list. Therefore, you cannot find those countries in the options. So what you will do is you will choose other countries not listed. It starts with letter O, it's alphabetical order, other countries not listed. That's what we're going to choose. Same with Filipinos po. Kung hindi nyo mahanap yung country ninyo, yun ang i-choose ninyo. Other countries not listed. O, alphabetical yun, madaling hanapin. And yun lang naman talaga yung biggest change. The next page naman, it's all the same. Ganun pa rin. While Philippine Airlines posted an update on their terminal assignments, it's very easy lang. For PAL, majority of their arrivals and departure is in NAIA Terminal 2. Like, Terminal 2 is like for PAL only lang, diba? There's only small exemptions for departures, for flights going to Dammam, Dubai, Riyadh, Toronto, and Vancouver. They are departing in Terminal 1. But for arrival, Terminal 1 lang is yung Middle East countries, Dammam, Dubai, and Riyadh. Okay, it's just here, and don't stress. For example, if you are a Filipino coming from Toronto, so your arrival is still Terminal 2. If you have a domestic flight, it's the same terminal. Basta PAL, majority of their flights, Terminal 2 talaga. While for other terminals, we talked about this before, Terminal 3 is the newest terminal. Singapore Airlines, Cebu Pacific, All Nippon Airways, United, Etihad, Emirates, nandyan siya sa Terminal 3. While Terminal 1, Saudi Airlines, Scoot, Jeju Air, Eva Air, Oman Air. And speaking of Eva Air, I would like to add, please, I'm just gonna say it very clearly. Please avoid booking with flights with layover in Taiwan, Eva Air. If you're not from Taiwan, you have a layover in Taiwan, wag na po. Kasi Taiwan has had this layover ban for the longest time. Since last year pa yan, guys. It's been there, and I don't really understand why they keep selling tickets when they know that they still have this layover ban. It's such a shame because many of our kababayans, very disappointed, like Karen. Eva Air canceled flight, anyone, never again Eva Air, disappointed. It's not the fault of the airline, it's just the Taiwanese government rules po. They don't want layover because it poses risk to their country, COVID. Like countries related sa China, meron silang zero COVID goal, like dynamic zero. Ayaw nila ng COVID, gusto nila zero. So, yan, yung ginagawa ng Taiwan. Kaya, guys, avoid na lang po. Avoid booking with flights with Eva Air na with layover in Taiwan because they've had this layover ban for a long time. Yeah, there are so many other airlines you can choose from. There's JAL, there's ANA, there's United, there's Delta, there's PAL, there's Singapore Airlines. Marami pong airlines you can choose from. Anyways, for domestic flights, guys, let's just do a quick review. It should be on your ticket, no? Just check. So, is my arrival terminal the same as my departure terminal for my domestic flight? So, for example, if you're flying with Philippine Airlines, except kung Middle East except kung Middle East, sila lang naman yung may arrival na Terminal 1, pero I know Middle East mostly naman OFWs. But anyways, non-OFWs po, for example, if you're flying with PAL, with domestic flight pa, it's the same terminal. So all good. Don't have to change terminal. While if you're flying with Cebu Pacific, international flight, Cebu Pacific. Domestic flight, Cebu Pacific. Yan, same terminal, Terminal 3. If, for example, you're flying with Singapore Airlines, pero yung domestic flight mo, Cebu Pacific, Terminal 3 pa rin. It should be in your ticket, guys. Paki-check na lang. Pero if you have to change terminal pa, please give ample time. Dapat layover mo is mga 3 hours yung gap para talagang hindi ka stressed, hindi ka nagmamadali. And make sure to match your baggage allowance from your international flight to your domestic flight. If you have 50 kilos allowed baggage allowance for your international flight, your domestic flight should have also 50 kilos. Because you don't really want to have excess weight at the airport. That's going to be expensive. It can be 300 pesos per kilo or more. So yan, if it's PAL domestic flight, Terminal 2, if it's Cebu Pacific, Terminal 3, basta as long as flights with 5J, yan. SebGo announced that they will be having their flights na in Terminal 4 starting March 28. SebGo is a regional, parang small airline ng Cebu Pacific. Their flights code nila is DG. And then AirAsia, it's Terminal 4 starting March 28. So yeah, that is all for today po. I just want to do a quick review. One Health Pass has been updated. I've made a separate video for Filipinos tutorial, and then I will upload for foreigners. Next up, reciprocity list. For foreign nationals whose country is not on this list, please get a WHO ICV yellow card. Contact your clinic or health department of your government. Next up is book direct with the airline. Next is check your domestic flight. Is it the same terminal as your international arrival? And please match your baggage allowance. And that is all for today. The update for March 24, everything you need to know sa mga Pilipino na magre-renew ng passport na hindi covered ng courtesy lane, please get appointment. God bless you all po and stay safe. I'll see you with another travel update.